What's up guys, my name's Curious Chris and today we will be reviewing A Silent Place. Before we get started today, I would like to outline my video as this is my very first movie review. So first off, this is intended for people who haven't seen the movie primarily, so there will be no spoilers. Logistically, I'll be going over the plot, certain themes that they hit on, and then I'll tell you 3 things I thought they did exceptionally well and maybe 3 things I didn't think they did so great. And then at the very end, I'll give you my final review and whether or not you should watch it. So for the cast, we have Emily Blunt and John Krasinski. Silent Place is set in a rural community in 2020 where these blind demogorgon zombie armored things run around trying to kill all the noise. The plot becomes centered around this family who's had to learn how to survive and adapt in a world where you must live in almost complete silence, or these demogorgons will come and try to murder you. I think we as people take noise for granted, and that's what makes this movie so fascinating, is that you, the viewer, are now forced to realize how much noise you're making, and as the movie theater becomes shushed from both the title screen and then everybody else in the crowd just really silent, that's what the movie is about. Side note, if you have misophonia and you hate chewing like I do, then this movie will make you wish that the 2 ladies sitting to the left of you, munching on popcorn and slurping on Slurpees, that the demogorgons would come for them about 10 minutes through the movie because you're driving, blah. It's Rant over, I promise. We'll get back to the movie. So the use of sound in this movie is very creative. Like I was saying earlier, I think we take sound for granted. So when we go to the movies, we only recognize when we hear bad sounds, like sounds that don't make sense, but we don't really appreciate the good sounds. Well, this movie forces the viewer to appreciate all the sounds and the music and whatnot throughout the entire movie, and it interacts with you in a very creative way. The second thing this movie does really well is they include flavored details. Now, flavored details are like flavor text. They're not really necessary to the story or the plot line, but they're little thoughtful additions, and this movie has tons of them to appreciate. The third thing this movie does exceptionally well is it creates suspense. I remember one scene in particular, I felt like I was 8 years old again. I was playing hide and seek, and the person is right there trying to find me, and I'm in the corner holding my breath, just praying they won't hear me, and that's how the movie felt. Now that it sounds like I've really enjoyed this movie, let's get to the things I hated. And there was quite a few of them. Starting with number 1, plot holes. Now, I said I wouldn't spoil anything, so I won't. But the inconsistencies in this movie are ridiculous. And really, if you have one set premise and one rule, you should follow that rule throughout the movie, and I feel like A Silent Place fails to do that. Number 2, they made things cheesy. Like, you had this really great plot with sound and these demogorgon-type creatures running after you, and they turned it into cheesy jump scares. For example, they used a whiteboard that explained everything they were gonna say throughout the movie. It was very, very cheesy, and I think when we look back, these little moments and nuggets they included are going to make the movie seem ridiculous. And the third thing, and this was the most regrettable thing, is did you see the trailer? Then you saw the movie. They didn't do anything past that initial idea of you can't make noise or these demogorgons are gonna come kill you. That's the whole movie, and if you saw the trailer, you know most of the plot already. And if you read the whiteboard in the back of the movie, then you know all of the plot. And there's like 1, maybe 2 little surprises thrown in there, but mainly it's be quiet or demogorgons are gonna kill you. That's it. So overall, I did enjoy the movie. I had a really great experience. I think they did creative and innovative things with the idea of sound and noise. And I felt like my experience in the theater with the crowd was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. But I think this is a movie we'll look back in a year or 2 and look at all the plot holes. There's tons of them. And look at some of the cheesy jump scares or the little tactics that they just handed to the audience. They babied the audience through the movie. And I think people are going to look back and go, this movie was pretty crappy. Why do we like this again? Alright guys, that's all I have for today. Please let me know what you thought of it in the comments section. This was my first review, so I'm open to changes. And to the people that have seen the movie, feel free to disagree or agree with me in the comments as well. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And until next time, stay safe and ask questions.